Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Engineer Hussein Mwasabi. So in this video, we'll be looking at modulus equations. Other books love to call them absolute value equations. So before we get to it, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's get to it. So to start with, let us understand one thing. When it comes to equations, we're talking about a mathematical statement that has an equal sign. So when I talk about modulus equations, we're talking about equations. Say you have, take for instance, something is equal to 0. Now these bar marks, like the bar I'm literally putting there like that, these are called the modulus. They just tell us to say that whatever value we get of something should always be positive. So the modulus of something being equal to 0. This is the nature in which they bring modulus equations. Now, there are several points you have to take in consideration. So be mindful of this. If you have the modulus of something being equal to, could be something, or it could also be at times the modulus of what? Something. Nonetheless, the procedure is one and the same. So when you have this condition, let me start with the first condition that you might have. Say modulus of something is equal to a constant c. Be mindful that you will always have two answers. So the first answer that you have would be the answer you get directly when you solve the equation without considering some aspects. Where you say, okay, something, whatever that something is equal to c, and then solve for whatever variable you're interested in. The second answer is where you put a minus to either the something part, this something, or the constant c that you have there. So it could be that you would write minus something in brackets, minus something being equal to c, or something being equal to negative c. The values will always come out the same. So the first answer is the answer you get when you solve the equation directly, or the second answer is the answer you get when you introduce a minus to either one side of the equation. You could introduce it at this point or at the other point. Another condition is when you have the absolute value of something is equal to another absolute value of something. Well, basically, we use the same approach. So for the first answer, we take it as it is. We say something is equal to something, and we solve for the variable of our interest. Then the second answer is where we introduce a minus on one side. So it could be minus something, which means if I introduce a minus on my left-hand side, then the right-hand side will not have any other change with its sign. So it's going to be something like that. Or it could be something being equal to minus of something, like that. So we put them in parentheses to avoid errors when it comes to signs. All right, now using the term something for most of you might not be that much of a good thing, but I hope you understand the analogy behind this. So let me give you an example. Imagine you have a question that says the absolute value of 4x minus 7 is equal to 3. So we expect to have two answers. The first one, you take it the way it is. So you have 4x minus 7 is equal to 3. You open up the parentheses. So 4x minus 7 is equal to 3. then you solve for x. The minus 7 goes the other side, so you have 4x being equal to 3 plus 7, because you have a plus 7, because minus 7 is additive inverse is plus 7. So you have 4x being equal to 3 plus 7 is 10. Now you're not looking for 4x, rather you're looking for x. So you divide both sides by 4, and you get x being equal to 10 over 4, or others you prefer having a reduced format of 5 over 2. So basically, any one of the two is your solution. This can be proven. So if you want to do a proof, you can always plug in the value of x you have found. So I get 10 over 4 minus 7, and I should get the answer 3. Now the 4 cancels out with the 4, and we get 10 minus 7 being equal to 3, which is true, because 10 minus 7 is 3, giving me 3, which simply means that is proven. So that is the first solution that we have to get. For the second solution, all we're supposed to do is to introduce a minus on either side of our interest. So let us try that. So remember that we're having the absolute value of 4x minus 7, and it is actually equal to 3. Now for the second value, what we'll do is to introduce a minus on either side. So I'll say in the first part, so I'll say method 1, I'll introduce a minus on the first side, which is the left hand side. So I'll say minus of 4x minus 7 is equal to 3. Now the minus multiplies every element within the parentheses. So minus by 4x, that's minus 4x, minus by minus 7 is plus 7 being equal to 3. The additive inverse of plus 7 is literally like saying that plus 7 goes the other side and it changes. So 4x being equal to 3 minus 7. So you have minus 4x being equal to 3 minus 7. That gives you a minus 4. We're not looking for minus 4x, rather we're looking for x. So we divide both sides by minus 4, within this side minus 4, and you get x being equal to 1. Now, what if we chose a different approach? What if we introduced a negative on the other side? Let's try and see what will happen. So 4x minus 7 is equal to negative 3. So for this other part, you don't have anything to open up. It's parentheses other than the one that's invisible there. So this will just open up as 4x minus 7 being equal to minus 3. The minus 7 goes the other side, and you have 4x being equal to minus 3 plus 7. 4x is equal to minus 3 plus 7, giving you a 4. You're not looking for 4x, rather, you're looking for x. So you divide both sides by 4, and you get x being equal to 1. You can do up a proof and see if it's true. So yeah, I'm having 4x minus 7 being equal to 3. So this will be 4 times 1 minus 7 being equal to 3. So this will be 4 minus 7 being equal to 3. Then we get 4 minus 7, that's minus 3, being equal to 3. Remember, whenever it's absolute, it means that whatever value that you have, if it's negative, it means that it's positive. So you have 3 being equal to 3, which holds true. Therefore, you can conclude to say that the first x value is equal to, remember, we found it to be 10 over 4, or others prefers 5 over 2. And the second x value is literally 1. So these are the solutions. So this is how you go about solving absolute value equations, or the modulus equations as most people like to prefer. Alright, if you have queries, you can always reach me on WhatsApp on the line 077-149-5252. Remember, slow progress is better than no progress. And let's strategize before becoming a statistic, and let's try and push for that A+.